Yo, what's up, YouTube? Today we're reacting to the new Hwei Championship Spotlight. It just got dropped by League of Legends an hour ago, so let's watch it. People who don't know me, y'all wouldn't really expect me to be into League of Legends, but I'm a huge League of Legends fan. I love League of Legends with all my heart. Man, it's so much you could say about League of Legends. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But let's get to the video.
A former heir to the Temple of Koyan in Ionia, Hwei spent his youth training and honing paint magic with the temple's masters. Beneath his melancholic exterior is a fantastical and colorful imagination that he's able to bring to life with a swipe of his brush. Following the horrific yet captivating destruction of his temple home, Hwei's art now reflects an internal struggle between beauty and despair. The power of art can bring people together or rip them apart. Which will you choose? Welcome to the Hwei Champion Spotlight.
There's no secret to art. Just begin and keep going. That's all we can do.
Okay, I want to pause right there. I just want to give my opinion on Hwei already. I'm a mid laner. I mid lane a lot of I mid lane like Akali. I mid lane mostly assassins. Akali, Yon. My top lane Yon and Akali too. Also, I would play Camille top. Who else do I play mid? I play a lot of just assassin wise. I might play a little Echo mid. Syndra, Orianna, Azir. Who else do I play mid that I really enjoy to play mid? I guess that's about it. Like I play really mages. Oh, LeBlanc. I'm a huge LeBlanc. I was a LeBlanc main for a while. I was a Yasuo main for a while. But I think I'm gonna be a Huey main. He seems really OP. I know he's gonna be OP right now, but even if they do nerf him, he has so many abilities that as a mid laner like myself, who really loves to fight, to be in an action and to just be so versatile, and I love just shooting so many combos. So to know that he has so many combos that can be used, it's like it's exciting. It's really exciting. I really can't wait. It's supposed to drop today. The new patch is supposed to drop today at 6 p.m. 6 or 9 p.m. I'm not sure, but whenever it does drop, I'll be on there. I played a little bit League of Legends PvE, so I'm kind of familiar with them, but not too familiar. I don't really like playing PvE, but I did it. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm talking you guys' heads off. I'm really new to this reaction stuff. Can you please leave a like, subscribe, comment, give me a comment, let me know something. Alright, back to it. Abilities.
Hwei's Q, W, and E spellbooks each have 3 abilities that are accessed by pressing 2 keys, like QQ, QW, or QE, and share cooldowns with other spells from that spellbook. The Q spellbook, Disasters, summons bombastic AoE spells and is your primary damage source. Pressing QQ casts Devastating Fire, a fiery dart that soars out in a line and explodes on the first enemy hit or at the end of its path to all enemies in the area. QW is Severing Bolt, a delayed but powerful artillery shot. Immobilized or isolated targets take extra damage based on their missing health. QE is Molten Fissure.
Okay, let's go back a bit.
QW is Severing Bolt, a delayed but its path to a fiery dart that soars out in a line and explodes on the first enemy hit or at the end of its path to all enemies in the area. QW is Severing Bolt, a delayed but powerful artillery shot. Immobilized or isolated targets take extra damage based on their missing health. QE is Molten Fissure, an exploding lava field that deals damage and slows enemies in its path. The W spellbook, Serenities, is based around solo and team utility. WQ is Fleeting Current, giving you and your allies movement speed in a line. WW is Pool of Reflection, granting shields in an area. WE is Stirring Lights, 3 encircling lights that buff your next 3 attacks or abilities with bonus damage that restores mana on hit. The E spellbook, Torments, paints crowd control to restrain your enemies with horrific creations. EQ for Grim Visage damages and causes the enemy to flee. EW for Gaze of the Abyss summons a painted eye that will lock onto the first enemy champion it sees, firing after a slight delay, damaging and rooting the first thing in its path. EE for Crushing Maw, damaging and pulling enemies toward the center, then slowing them as they crawl away. This is a lot to digest, and we haven't even gotten to the rest of his kit.
Let's talk about this for a bit. This base kit. Passive, we not able. I kind of thought this was a League of Legends game. I thought I can hover it, and then I would get the details. That's pretty funny. But let's let him explain more then.
Here's a spellbook cheat sheet to screenshot and reference when initially playing the Visionary.
A painter meets their subject, eye to eye.
Hwei's passive is Signature of the Visionary. His damaging abilities mark enemy champions until it's detonated by a secondary damaging spell. If enemies can't move away in time, they'll be hit with a small AoE explosion. Hwei's passive is strongest when multiple targets are grouped for stacked Visionary detonation. But timing is key since enemies can leave the damage zone before the signature detonates. Quickly cast spells to apply the mark on several champions, then deal devastating AoE damage with a larger spell. Hwei's palette culminates into his ultimate work, Spiraling Despair. The spell sends out a thin, long-range missile that spawns a zone attached to the first enemy struck. Those caught in the zone are inflicted with Despair, an increasing slow that stacks over the ultimate's duration. They also receive ticking damage. Upon reaching the completion, the zone shatters, dealing tons of damage to all stuck within. Mastering Hwei's ultimate is to overwhelm your enemies with Despair, preventing their escape from the final implosion of damage. It's long range but can be tricky to land on one specific target. You'll want to utilize additional spellbook crowd control to help land the initial cast, then trap multiple targets when they're grouped up, and stack Despair slows to keep enemies stuck within the emptiness.
No.
Great, like, I'm sorry, I'm new to this just like you guys, so it's hard to really, like, I forgot the word, but it's great to hear that, to just know that it's a difficult shot to land, so you should use AoE spells to just slow them or root them. That's good to know. That's good.
None of us will leave unchanged. I'll make sense of our suffering.
With myriad gameplay possibilities, Hwei was made to unlock a new level of creativity for players by creating a kit that mixes and matches abilities for any situation. His playstyle is unique among mages and reliant on comboing spells and mastering artistic blends. Becoming a Visionary is no small feat, and though Hwei's skill ceiling is higher than average, once the paint starts flowing, you'll be making masterpieces in no time. As mentioned earlier, Hwei's spellbooks have 3 abilities each for a total of 9 possible basic abilities. Q abilities are damage-based, W abilities are utility-focused, and E abilities have crowd control. While some spells have a straightforward use, flex your artistic creativity to mix spellbook abilities and create spell combinations on the fly. When you're learning Hwei, try using every spell sequence at least once to get in the flow of pressing 2 keys to cast.
Please focus. You shape what I make.
Let's paint a better picture of some possible rotations. Use WE for quick trades and to stretch out your mana pool between spells in lane. You can also use WE into QQ for a reliable 1-2 punch, zoning them from minions while clearing your own wave. If you can land an empowered auto attack, you'll even get the Visionary Signature Explosion. To maximize an AoE combo, QE to slow, then EE to pull enemies back into the lava field, and finish with a QW as they try to retreat. You can also cull your opponent's aggression with an EQ Fear, then follow that up with a QQ or QW trade of your own. One of Hwei's full rotations starts with a WE auto attack to attach a Visionary Signature to your target and apply a damage buff to your next couple spells. Then you'll want to EE to pull enemies into place for Spiraling Despair. While they're slowed with increasing Despair stacks and passive marks, use QE or QQ to slam more damage and guarantee an explosive finish. Phew, that had a lot of layers. But Hwei's art isn't limited to destruction spells and terrorizing your lane opponents. When you're in the thick of a jungle chase, use a WQ speed boost to get in range for EW and prevent enemies from escaping. You can also utilize WW's shielding when sieging objectives. But if an unintended teamfight breaks out, WQ instead for a speedy getaway, and QE to slow down pursuers.
A piece is never really finished, just abandoned.
For all his fantastical spells, Hwei's survivability relies on being proactive and managing his cooldowns. He has a defensive safety net with WQ's move speed or WW's shield, but he may feel incentivized to WE often for damage and restoring mana. Since each spellbook shares cooldowns, if you waste WE on some minions, you'll be left without any defense if the enemy jungler decides to gank. You'll also need to know when minions to be damage and restoring mana. Since each spell shield, but he may feel incentivized to WE often for damage and restoring mana. Since each spellbook shares cooldowns, if you waste WE on some minions, you'll be left without any defense if the enemy jungler decides to gank. You'll also need to know when to paint offensive abilities. EW is great for checking a brush, but it'll lock you out of EQ's Fear and EE's Disengage if a fight suddenly breaks out. QQ is all but guaranteed damage, but then Hwei won't have the reactive disengage from QE slow. Each spell serves a unique purpose, and understanding which spell to use in the right situation is key. Remember, there's no such thing as mistakes, just happy accidents. If you enjoy controlling the battlefield,
no such thing as mistakes, happy accidents. I don't believe in mistakes as long as you learn from them. But if you don't learn from it, it begins to get a problem.
Like Orianna and Victor, then Hwei is a great choice. He also has a ton of skill potential if you like playing high-skilled champions like Azir. Or if you suffer from a looming sense of artistic dread and struggle to complete your list of works in progress, this is the Hwei. Feelings are temporary and art is forever, so take that pain and make it paint. Learn more about Hwei, the Visionary, at the links below.
But we're gonna end this video. I'm really excited for him, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna main him because it's like mid laners finally get their own Cassante. I never played Cassante because of the high skill cap, and I'm just not a top laner who really likes to farm and just have one-on-one fights. Like when I first started, I was a Camille main, so I did that, but I learned to rotate. I love to be in the fields. I like being a game changer. I like to go help bot lane if they're struggling, you know, just help the jungler invade. Like I love to just be in the mix and the flow, and Hwei seems like he's going to be the perfect person for me. I can't wait. But it's your boy P.I. Vero Isaka. I'm out. Please leave a like, subscribe for more content. Leave a comment, seriously. I really read the comments, and I'm always excited to see new comments, new subscribers. Listen, I want to start a community. But we're out. Thank you for watching, seriously.